Have you ever been deep into coding only to be stopped in your tracks by an error message? It can be incredibly frustrating, right? If you've encountered a value error in Keras, you're in the right place. Today, we're going to tackle this issue together. I totally get it. You're following a tutorial, everything seems to be going smoothly, and then, bam, an error pops up. You're not alone in this. Many developers face similar issues when building deep learning models. Let's look at the specific situation. One user reached out with a question about their deep autoencoder. They received a value error stating that the input shape was incompatible with a layer in their model. Sound familiar? If so, let's dive in and find a solution. So, what does this error mean? Essentially, it indicates that the shape of the data being fed into your model does not match what the model expects. In this case, the model expected an input shape of 128, but it received a shape of 32 instead. And stick around. I have a crucial tip at the end that will help you avoid this kind of error in the future. To resolve the value error, the user should first check the shape of the input being passed to the decoder layer. The decoder expects an input shape of 128, but it is currently receiving an input shape of 32. Next, the user needs to ensure that the encoded input matches the expected shape. This can be done by modifying the input shape of the encoded input to match the output shape of the encoder. After adjusting the input shape, the user should verify that the decoder layer is correctly connected to the encoder output. This ensures that the data flows correctly through the model. Finally, the user can run the code again to check if the error is resolved. If everything is set up correctly, the model should compile without any issues. Fun fact, did you know that the first neural networks were inspired by the way our brains work? Just like our brains, they can sometimes get confused too. Now, let's look at the answers provided by other users. An alternative solution provided by another user suggests modifying the decoder model. They recommend retrieving the last 3 layers of the autoencoder and using them to create the decoder model. This approach ensures that the input shape matches the expected dimensions. Here's a pro tip. Always double-check the shapes of your inputs and outputs when building models. This simple practice can save you a lot of headaches down the road. And there you have it. With these adjustments, you should be able to resolve the value error and get back to building your autoencoder. If you found this video helpful, please subscribe for more tips and tricks on coding and deep learning.